Imagine stumbling into a world where each finger of the infamous Sukuna holds a unique, earth-shattering power. What if consuming Sukuna's fingers gave Yuji Itadori more than just raw strength? What if it unlocked specific elemental abilities? From manipulating the very elements to wielding destructive forces with a flick of his wrist, Yuji's journey could take a wild turn, altering his destiny and the balance of power in the Jujutsu world. Stick around as we unravel the possibilities of each finger's potential power and how it could shape Yuji's path, forging him into a force of nature every time he swallows one of those disgusting looking fingers. This exploration isn't just about the battles, it's about the very essence of power and its consequences. From wielding fire to manipulating the earth, we'll dive deep into how these possible abilities could redefine his battles, challenge his moral compass, and perhaps lead to his own domain expansion. Expect a thrilling exploration of potential powers, their implications, and the transformative journey of Yuji as he navigates this newfound might. In one of the last few episodes centered around the Shibuya incident, there was a moment that might have gone unnoticed by many who primarily follow the anime. During this scene, Jogo meticulously reveals 10 fingers that had been fed to an unconscious Yuji. What made this reveal particularly intriguing was that each of the fingers differed significantly from the others, not in simple ways such as curvature or nail length, but in their elemental composition. The base of each finger was made up of different elements: crystal, iron, wood, tentacles, and even dirt, with small plants emerging from it. This variety suggests that each finger represents a distinct element. This detail hints at a broader theory regarding Sukuna's powers. The varied elemental makeup of the fingers fed to Yuji could explain Sukuna's ability to wield different elemental abilities, such as the fire arrows seen in Shibuya. The theory proposes that Sukuna, who is often described as the embodiment of all natural calamities, possesses all elemental abilities. However, in the anime, they decided not to show this for some reason. Does that mean that this will have no implications for the story in the future? Probably not. However, it could be that the difference occurred only because of the environment they had been stored in all this time. Each one might have been inactive and stored in different parts of the world, but it is such a specific and exciting detail that we can't help but ponder. We're going to go a little wild and imagine some interesting scenarios for you. Imagine Yuji munching down on one of Sukuna's fingers and suddenly he gets a whole set of new abilities. This isn't just about Yuji getting new party tricks, it's about the doors these powers open up, both good and scary. With every finger comes a new challenge. Not just in mastering the element, but in controlling the immense power without losing himself to it. It adds an interesting twist to Sukuna's already complex character, showing us he's not just a powerhouse, but a master of the elements. Yuji, our favorite sorcerer in training, would have to navigate this maze of new abilities, figuring out how to use Sukuna's powers for good, all while keeping the King of Curses at bay in his own body. It's a thrilling thought, isn't it? How would these elemental abilities shape Yuji's journey? And what new battles would we see? It's a scenario that would turn the Jujutsu Kaisen world on its head, giving us a fresh look at what it means to wield power and the price that comes with it. Let's imagine Yuji's journey with Sukuna's fingers turning even more intricate and personal. If each finger consumed alters Yuji's physical form and abilities, think of the deep decisions he'd have to make. After gobbling down 5 fingers and sprouting an extra arm, Yuji's combat style would transform, making him a whirlwind of fists and fury. Now picture him with a mouth on his abdomen after 15 fingers, a surreal advantage allowing him to consume or dispel curses directly. This physical transformation brings a truckload of challenges. Yuji, who's always been about protecting others and keeping a human touch, might find these changes daunting. Each new limb or ability, while making him stronger, could also alienate him from the very people he wishes to save. The psychological battle of maintaining his humanity while harnessing monstrous power could be as fierce as the physical battles he faces. Moreover, the strategic aspect of which finger to consume and when would add depth to his journey. Yuji would have to weigh the benefits of immediate power against the potential loss of control and identity, making his path forward a labyrinth of tough choices and sacrifices. It's a scenario ripe with potential for growth, conflict, and the eternal question of what it truly means to be human. As Yuji Itadori gains new powers, his presence on the battlefield becomes even more significant. Imagine him easily wielding Dismantle to effortlessly slice through barriers once thought unbreakable, turning the tide of conflict in his favor. Cleave would elevate him to a formidable force against even the most fearsome curses, making him a key player in any fight. But such extraordinary abilities don't come without their costs. The toll on Yuji's life force, or the moments when Sukuna's will threatens to eclipse his own, adds a sense of danger to his newfound powers. These drawbacks mean every battle is not just a physical fight, but a struggle for control, pushing Yuji to his limits while testing his resolve and commitment to his path. Apart from Dismantle and Cleave, which already offer him tactical advantages against formidable defenses and curses, let's speculate on the potential of other fingers. Imagine if consuming a trio of fingers gets him the technique Dismantle, and reaching 6 fingers allows Yuji to harness Cleave. 9 fingers introduce the power of Flame, enabling him to cast fire with a mere flick of his wrist. But the magic doesn't end there. As Yuji continues his consumption journey, gathering more of Sukuna's essence, we might see him controlling elements beyond imagination. With 12 fingers, Yuji could develop powers that let him exercise some power over the element of lightning. 15 fingers could give him to bring about calamities, like earthquakes and blasting winds. A few more might give him the ability to manipulate souls or cursed energy in ways that we can't even imagine yet. Each new power would not only augment his combat strategies, but also challenge his control over these vast energies, ensuring his battles are as much about mastering his inner turmoil as they are about defeating external threats. Yuji's journey of acquiring new abilities from Sukuna's fingers would significantly alter his standing in the Jujutsu world, creating ripples among friends and foes alike. His allies, who have stood by his side, may start to question their safety around him, wondering if the moment might arrive when Sukuna's will overshadows Yuji's own. This wariness could lead to isolation, a path Yuji would tread with caution. On the flip side, his enemies, now more aware of the burgeoning threat he poses, might strategize differently. Some seeing an opportunity to join forces with him to harness his power for their ends, while others might prioritize eliminating him as a preemptive measure. The balance of power within the Jujutsu world would teeter on the brink, with Yuji at its epicenter, holding the potential to either cement it or disrupt it entirely. Imagine Yuji Itadori reaching a point where he's not just harnessing individual powers from Sukuna's fingers, but converging them into his own domain expansion. This pinnacle of his journey could see him crafting a domain unlike anything the Jujutsu world has seen. A realm where each unlocked ability from Sukuna's influence weaves together, allowing Yuji to manipulate the very fabric of reality within it. Elements, physical laws, and even ethereal energies could bend to his will. Such a domain would not only symbolize Yuji's mastery over the diverse powers he's acquired, but also his ability to maintain his identity amid Sukuna's overwhelming influence, offering a battleground where Yuji's strategies and strengths could flourish in full display. Diving into this what-if scenario, we've unleashed a whirlwind of possibilities for Yuji Itadori's powers in Jujutsu Kaisen. From the intriguing idea of each of Sukuna's fingers granting unique abilities, elemental powers, and physical transformations, to the strategic depth this would add to Yuji's battles and choices. We imagine how such abilities could redefine his interactions with allies and enemies, and talked about the immense potential of his own domain expansion, blending all these powers into a formidable arsenal. This speculative journey not only highlights the thrilling unpredictability of Yuji's growth, but also underscores the intricate balance between power and humanity within him. As we've navigated through these what-ifs, we've glimpsed a path laden with both unparalleled strength and profound challenges, painting a captivating picture of Yuji's potential evolution in the Jujutsu world.